Justin Dion, good morning, brother. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. So tell me a little about yourself, brother. How'd you get involved in real estate?
Yeah, sure, man. So I'm 23 right now. Graduated college about a year ago. Got into real estate while I was in college. Kind of always been in the realm up and through my whole life. Kind of working in construction, laborer. I was a foreman for a little bit for a flipper. I did landscaping, painting, everything kind of involving real estate. I did property management while as an intern in college, and then found myself sitting down with my broker one day, and he was like, dude, you got to get your license. This is all you got to get involved. Actually doing a wholesale deal before I did that as well, kind of on accident with the flipper I was working with. Made a pretty penny off that. And I was like, I need to figure out how the hell we did this thing. He didn't really tell me what we did. We just did it and threw $10,000 at me one day. So like that was kind of got me into it. My dad was a broker. My mom was an agent, and my grandfather was also a broker. So it kind of runs in the blood of always knowing that I was going to get involved in real estate. But didn't really dive into it until one of my teachers introduced me to my broker that is my broker today. That really got the ball rolling in terms of, helping people buy and sell, and now trying to work on helping myself buy.
Nice. I love it, man. Yeah, it's so you're what we call an SOB, right? Son of a broker. So
yeah, exactly.
Not bad, man. Not bad. And so where are you at right now? Where do you live? Where'd you grow up? And where are you looking to invest?
Sure, man. So I'm right around the corner from you. I grew up in Foxborough and Franklin. I went over to Western Mass and became a broker, an agent out there. And recently, beginning this year, I kind of made the transfer to move back to the East Coast, east side of Massachusetts at least, as I realized if I was going to keep helping people buy and sell, the commission structure out here, helping with the property value up here versus Western Mass is completely different. If I sell one house here, or if I sell 10 houses in Western Mass, it's the same thing. So I was like, all right, I'm going to I learned how to do it here. I had a great team there. It was very hard to leave them because we had a really dynamic team structure, and I loved everyone I was working with. And, I was producing results too. So it was a big change, but I made the change and said, all right, I'm packing up my things, had no plan at all, kind of just came out here. And when I came out here, I was immediately, I needed an office space, and I got an office space. So I got an office over in Milford. It's about 1,200 square feet. Me and my partner got it. And I was like, all right, well, I know wholesaling. I learned it at this point in time, just taking that initiative to learn the whole ins and outs of it. And I was like, I'm going to structure a team, because now I realize that the one revenue generating activity that I understand is talking to people. So I was like, all right, if I scale talking to people, we'll be able to produce massive results. So I was like, all right, I started building a team of, I had two choices right then. I could either choose people that know what the fuck they're doing or people that I trust. And so I chose people I trust because I told them the vision I had, and they trusted it, and they trust me, and they know that I'll be able to produce results for them. So I chose that. Now it's like the educational platform is like me, is like teaching them the game, mentoring them, helping them, and getting them involved. And, in turn is helping the company grow. So essentially right now where we're at, we got the office space. I have one acquisitions manager. And then I have 3 cold callers where I actually just made a proposal to everybody, trying to bring everybody on as partners, where they all specialize in a certain sector inside wholesaling and real estate. But primarily we're trying to wholesale properties right now, but we definitely want to buy some, flip some, the whole 9 eventually. It's just trying to build one system up. Once we can find a way where we can consistently produce good deals, then we'll move on to the next thing.
I love that. You're building consistently. You're doing all the right pieces. You're exactly what, we look for as buyers, right? As investors, we're like, man, like if only we could find somebody who's systematized and can stay on top of the deals that they're bringing through and start closing them. Just bring us deals. Like we're all about paying for them. We love them.
Right.
Like we just threw a $10,000 check at one of our buddies the other day, and we're like, oh, you should have gotten your license. You would have made more. But hey, by the way, like whatever.
Right.
So
yeah, no, exactly.
So how big is your marketing right now? How far are you going out at the moment?
So we're kind of keeping it niche right now and just trying to specialize in doing one thing really good, and then we'll move on. So we're primarily just doing cold calling as a source of getting a hold of our leads. And how we get those leads multiple different ways. We generate lists off PropStream, tax delinquent lists, the whole nine. And we're kind of just testing the markets right now, testing which leads are the best, what lists are the best, and how to find them the best.
Yep.
That's just the process of it all. And once we perfect that, we'll move on to the next way of trying to contact them, either that be a postcard, door knocking, texting, whatever, ringless voicemails. But we're really trying just to stay niche and try to learn one thing really well, and then we'll move on to the next.
Yeah, that's exactly how it operates, right? So you gotta learn it well, and then you can go and expand into the other ones. The other ones all cost more money too, right? So
Yeah.
like running the cold calling, it's like, hey, this is basically free once you bought your lists and running it. And so, what is the target areas that you're working in within cold calling and building your lists? What parts of Massachusetts are you working in?
So, since I was an agent over in Western Mass, I'm pretty knowledgeable about that area. So I'm very comfortable doing work out there. A lot of the lists tend to be possible listings, and that's fine. If I'll list a house if necessary. I'm really trying to move away in more of working on the business, not in the business. So I'm trying to move away from that. So I do have one of our acquisitions managers that actually primarily works out in Boston. So we've been heavily targeting, the South Coast area, Boston area and surrounding within like 20 miles. But we're kind of all around Massachusetts right now. Our plans are to, once we systemize this really well, to go national with it and try to scale it out that way, like kind of horizontally.
Yeah.
But right now, yeah, just like Boston, Western Mass, Springfield, Worcester. I ran across a couple deals in Fall River. That's why I think how we got connected.
Yeah.
That's your area over there, right?
That's it, man. I'm looking to buy, brother. You got deals down here. Let me know.
Yeah.
We got a problem. We got too much cash, and we're looking to move it to the right places. So.
Yeah, man. So we're kind of young, so we haven't really finalized our systems yet per se. We got a really good funnel right now of leads that we have built up, but we're still systemizing. We're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. So we haven't done too much volume as of yet, but we're building the right way. We're doing all the right things, I think, and I think we're down the right path where we'll be having a lot of deals for you soon.
When you say you haven't done enough volume, I mean, just doing one deal is hard enough already in real estate, right? Like going out and doing one transaction that actually turns into money as a wholesaler, I think is pretty tough in this market. And I'd say probably the last 2 years is a little tougher than being an agent. I'm telling all my wholesalers, get your freaking license, right? Like get your license because it makes it easier for me to pay you, right? You're doing the same thing. There's no room for the wholesale fee here. We got to go, we got to put you on the market, right? Go get a listing, like sell this thing. So your cold callers, where are they coming from? Like what is their background and how are they operating? And what is their compensation? Yep.
Yeah. So like I said, I chose the trust factor versus the experience. So they're good friends of mine that I've sat down with and figured out, all right, what's your long-term goals? And if they kind of align with what we're trying to do here, then, we'll talk, have that conversation of, all right, this is what I'm trying to do. Where do you see yourself here? And essentially how I have it worked out with them is like, all right, you're starting out as a cold caller, but like everyone that's in the company right now aren't employees. They're long-term partners. They're going to help grow this thing with me and, have those discussions like, yo, what's working, what's not? All right, is that script? What's going on with the script? Where are we coming up with in problems here? Trying to fix those as we go. And, a regular employee, you can't really just rely on that way. So we're all partners here, and they're all kind of have that mindset in terms of compensation as well. So, we pay on a structure of per deal basis, commission basis, no hourly or anything like that. Because, they know that, they have the possibility of growing within the company. And I even, again, just offered out them all a possibility to partner up in terms of ownership of the company. So, they get a share off each deal that they do. And they have the ability to kind of grow throughout it as well.
Nice. That's key to make sure that people stay with you and grow with you, and then you're leaving them room to grow, but you're also leaving them room to make a lot of money now and teaching them the process so they become more valuable to the company over time. So extremely valuable. I love your model, man. Like
Thank you.
That's a part of what we've been looking to add to our company for a long time now is just a great lead gen system and getting motivated people like you who can just send us deals because that's all we really want to do is close. Your market, right. You said Springfield and Worcester is where you're really strongest. Springfield and Worcester are markets I've always looked into, right? So my girlfriend actually does own property in Worcester. So she's strong with that market. And I'm like, all right, I like it, but the price is a little higher than what I'm dealing with here in Fall River and New Bedford, right? Fall River and New Bedford are $100,000 cheaper, so the barrier entry is lower, and we're able to leverage our dollars just further.
I get that. That's why I like Springfield.
Yeah, it's Springfield, the same thing, but it terrifies me because all the same reasons that anybody from Boston is scared of Fall River, right? Because it's like, hey, you're so far away from jobs or whatever, and it's like, you know what? But
Now, Fall River's on the up and coming, I think. It's a really good area, I think, and that's a good investing area. Anything outskirts of Boston, because what's happening, and as you probably see, it's gentrification is getting pushed out. And all the suburbs around Boston, anything with the train is going to, they're building, big apartment buildings by. And you can kind of see that and to see how it grows out. And it's all kind of getting expanded towards Fall River Way, towards Worcester. Springfield's on the, that's a way long time future, but they're trying to build a train to get there. And once they do that, the property value should increase as well.
And Springfield's a beautiful market. You're right. So you're right about, and I want to make fun of Boston right now. In fact, I want to make fun of all of the greater Boston area, all the cities that call themselves Boston right now. Blows my mind, man. I remember when Dorchester was Dorchester, Mattapan was Mattapan. Now they're like, I live in Boston. Where specifically, sir, do you live? Because
how long have you lived there too?
Right. Like, was it Boston when you moved there?
Right. Yeah, Boston's a different animal now. It's crazy. Super interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it goes out wide, and it seems like the consistency is if there's a train in your city, you're now Boston. If you get a train in your city, suddenly you're Boston. And I'm looking forward to the day where we're down here in Fall River saying, yeah, I'm from Boston. Like, I do it already nationally, right? When I travel, I'm the real estate investor from Boston.
Oh, yeah, same. I'm on the same boat. I was in Florida the other day, and I was, I'm from Boston. I know I'm not from Boston, but yeah.
But that's what we say. And very soon I have a feeling like we'll actually be in the area saying, yeah, I'm from Boston, right? Like,
and that'll be cool.
That'd be cool. We'll go to Rhode Island and be like, yeah, I'm from Boston. Like, deal with it.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit more about what you guys are doing in terms of volume and what you're buying and what you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, perfect. So basically we like 3s and 6s, right? 3s and 6s. Just because there's prevalence. In Worcester, you'll see the same thing. There's 5,000 3 families in Worcester. There's 3,000 3 families in both New Bedford and Fall. They both have 3,000. So that's one of the reasons we picked this market was the prevalence of the 3 families. Same with 6 families, right? Worcester has none. They're gone. No, there's very few 6 families in even like the greater Boston area. They just don't have them anymore. They're wiped out. They've been turned into condos. So you drive down Boston streets and you're like, hey, well, that's a 6, that's an 8, that's a 10. No, they're condoized. You can't buy them that way.
And that's a good strategy. I give it to them that did that. But yeah, I see that. You don't see any like trade off in terms, because like when you go to 6, that's considered commercial at that point. Is there any speed bumps that you get over because of that?
I'd rather go with a 6. They're just easier to finance. The banks are like, numbers work, sure, bang it out. The hard money guys, the ones I work with, we have relationships. They understand the multifamily game, and so they're like, yeah, of course, we know you're gonna refinance in 6 months or a year. Let's run the loan. They're willing to go with longer loans because they see that there's a money machine behind it. I'm sure in the back of their head, and my lenders are on this, I'm sure. But in the back of their head, they're thinking, "Man, I could get a 6 family in Fall River right now if he ever defaults." Right? For them, that's a money machine. Anything that I would have bought at. It's a very easy deal, right? We line it up, put the money down, go and refinance. The commercial lenders love multifamilies. They're just like, all we have to do is put tenants in that, show leases, and they'll slap a sticker on a
so long as the numbers make sense. Now, what kind of percentages are you looking at to buy at?
So we prefer, obviously the same as anybody else, but here's the deal with multifamily. You can get away with it 80%, right? So we prefer a 70, we prefer a 60. We just bought one at a 30%, right? So we bought $100,000 units. We bought a bunch of condos, $100,000 units for $35,000 each. And so, best day of our lives ever. I bought 24 of them, so it was a phenomenal deal.
For me, if I wholesaled that would have been crazy. I would have loved that all day.
Right?
Would have been eating that up. Shoot.
And we would have paid.
Yeah, definitely.
$850,000 transaction. So we would have gladly paid because we raised all the capital.
Yeah. Are you just refinancing after you cash out refi?
We just sold one.
So you can do that on the 80%. You got a good lender that'll do a cash out refi at 80.
2-year loan. So we got to wait. We got to age the deed for 2 years. Once it's aged, we'll do a cash out refi. We'll be able to pull out $2 million on it. So,
That's
pay
not
off
bad.
a
In the
million
2 years,
for
it should appreciate even more. So
Oh
that should
yeah.
be no problem.
Oh, it's nuts, Justin. This is the game, right? Like this is the
Yeah.
game, and it's now we're 1031, and we don't even want to. Like I claimed 45,000 this year in taxes. I almost paid that in taxes last year, right? So,
Yeah.
so we're shifting the game over and just be like, you know what? We don't need to take the money. We'll keep it in the system. 1031 exchange these things, keep rolling the properties, kick the can down the road, and swap until we drop, right? Keep 1031ing. We'll die and let our kids take over the.
So long as the 1031 is still there, that's what we all hope, right?
Yeah, as long as it's still there. And I mean, we got Trump as a president, so we should be fine for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think that this economy is so fucked that they're going to be trying to figure out what to do. They're not going to look at our 1031 exchanges. They're going to, let those guys make their money.
Right.
We got bigger problems. I mean, the inflation we're about to see in real estate, man. We're about to see real estate prices going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
what do you think is going to happen right now with everything going on?
So what I wanted to happen was a market crash, right? Now, not for the people, because I want everybody to do well, but as an investor, I just want an opportunity to go work, right? Like, I want to go do my thing. And what we do is we solve problems. And without problems, we're like, we got to go make our own problems, right? We're going back into agency now. We're going into agency, we're building teams, and like, that's our thing. Now. It's like, well, let's help people transact, whatever. Similar to what you're doing. And right now, what I see the market doing for the next 2 to 5 years is just stupid growth, like uncontrolled, like it should not have been this way. Like we had a crash coming, and the crash just got wiped out by low interest rates and inflation. Like by quantitative easing, like they just like wiped out the crash option. And now it's like, you know what? If you don't know, now's the time to buy. Like if you think there's a crash coming, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Go read Principles by Ray Dalio and like start listening to Ken McElroy, like the big real estate investors. Robert Kiyosaki just had one, Milkshake Theory, right? Go look up the video Milkshake Theory. I just posted on my Facebook last night. It was 2 a.m. You got to check it out. It's really good, and it explains why inflation is going to explode. And he was talking about gold, right? The value of gold, and I think it's a long way off. But real estate ties with gold, right? It's an intrinsic asset that goes up in value. It just doesn't have the liquidity that gold has. So, dude, we're looking at an inflation, like they just put a ton of dollars into the system. And yeah, the other countries want our dollars, right? And that's the concept between the Milkshake Theory. But ultimately, like we're going to see an inflation that we haven't seen. We're going to see real estate prices go to a level we've not seen them go to. And now is a buying time. Even though it feels high, like rents are only going higher because now they can afford them, right? You just gave them an extra $1,200. You gave people on unemployment extra $300-600. So now, like they've got this extra cash. All the extra cash gets flooded into the economy. Everybody's doing better. They're willing to pay better rents. Like they're willing to pay us more. And unfortunately, they're willing to pay more for deals. They're willing to pay more for real estate deals. So they're going to inflate our prices. So in the wholesale industry, I think you're about to see it open up again. And as far as agents go, you're going to see transactions left and right. Millionaires are just made. Don't think about the $1,200 or the $600 a month. Think about the people collecting it, right? Think about us, right? Think about the guys collecting all that cash. Oh yeah. We're literally just like, now we got more money to spend, right?
Yeah, very true. A lot more people paying. They got the money in their pocket. They can actually afford to pay. So, yeah, I agree too. And like, I think I got this question asked the other day. Oh, what do you think is going to happen? Like, I mean, like the real investors are still here. They haven't left anywhere. You kind of weeded out who's really here and who's not. The wholesalers, the fake ones left. I could have left, but we started out in this time, which is the best time to start it. I see it. And like the main thing is supply and demand. Like the real buyers are still here. And even like people, regular residential buyers, they're still here. So if you're flipping a house, the real people that want to buy, they're still out there. And the thing is, we still have limited inventory, as we always did. And even less now because no one wants to put their house in the market because they don't want people coming in their house.
Exactly. So we got this like artificial limiting of the inventory, which I think is going to shift once people start feeling comfortable again. People just saw the value in their
It's probably
house.
going to be a big spike of like listings. And like that's like the summer spike that usually happened last month, but it's probably going to start, I don't even know, maybe August.
In discount season, right? So as real estate investors, especially in New England, right? I don't know how it is in other parts of the state, but other parts of the country, but here in New England, discount season is after August. It's September to December. And it's that winter fall area where everybody's like, yeah, my house didn't sell in the summer. It's definitely not selling in the winter. Drop the price.
Yep.
And that's where we pick up properties, consistently between August and December. That's where we put everything under agreement, and we close in the new year or at the end of the year. So what's happening, man? This is the time to hustle, right? Like if you've got an idea, if you've got a business, like start it now, because your shit's not coming back the way it was. And even if it does, like you've got to be in something new that makes money, right? Like the economy just told us, right? The world just told us the service industry, dangerous, right? It just like it could shake up in a minute. And maybe it won't happen for another 100 years, but with almost 8 billion people on the planet, maybe it will, right? Maybe it'll happen more often, and maybe it's happening naturally, right? Like I already, like after this, dude, like I don't want to fucking do live events anymore. I'm a live event guy. That's how I make all my money, live events, and I'm fine. I can reach more people via Zoom. I can interview cooler people via Zoom, right, and meet you via Facebook. So. Yeah, Justin, like, why would we go back to doing things? Like, I got invited out last night to go smoke cigars with the former mayor and another one of my buddies, and
Good time.
and yeah, good guys, right? Great guys building businesses. And I told him, I was like, bro, like I'm grinding the next 2 weeks. Like these next 2 weeks, I am so busy because of the opportunities of being virtual. You seen the same thing, Justin?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like. So like in my business, I chose that up front. Like I want to do my business virtual because I understand the scalability of that is insane. Like I can go national with this if we can do this all on the phone. If I can buy someone's house, put it under contract right over the phone, I can do this sitting on the beach in Bora Bora chilling. Like obviously I wouldn't be doing that, but I could virtually. I could have other people virtually doing it too. Yeah. And I mean, that was already a thought before all this kind of occurred, but that definitely it speaks the same length, same volume right there. Yeah. As like, when you can actually make your business virtual, make it all over the phone, all over the internet, that's when you really can expand and grow and scale at a huge immense in size. And like that's what we're kind of seeing here. And like and that's our business strategy anyway. So it ties in very well with everything going on. Unfortunately, as everything is, it seems like, the real estate industry, so long as you hold true to it, you grind right now, you're going to find a gold mine sitting at the end of it.
This is, and I have agents on my team who are absolutely crushing it right now. Like absolutely crushing it. They're hitting record goals, one of my agents is second in our office. We have 125 agents in our office, and Matt Daler he's one of my students. He's somebody I brought through. He takes all my leads, like he handles a lot of my clients for me, and he is a champion. Like he's never been so busy in his life. But I've got other agents who are like, man, the market really sucks right now. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. like I don't know what you're saying, because we're killing it. We're crushing it. And your team is positioned to crush it. Here's what I want to know, Justin, how do I get on your list? Because now you got me thinking about Springfield and Worcester. How do I get on your list of properties in that area? Because I know Dorina's going to want stuff in Worcester, and I've told her I'd back, if the deal makes sense, if the numbers are there, I'll back those deals too. Like I'll jump in. The problem with Worcester, they just don't have the sixes, right? It's all three families, threes and twos. Yeah. But
like I said, we're very open to locational wise, and like if we find a strong buyer in a certain area, we can target that area for you. You know what I mean? In Fall River, I know there's up and coming. So, that's an area that I would be very open to exploring some more, for you.
All the biggest landlords in this city are friends of mine. All the biggest guys, the biggest landlords in the city are personal friends of mine. Sometimes they even jump into my calls, and sometimes they even coach my students with me. In fact, I've convinced a couple of them to do little events and answer a bunch of questions, and they're so knowledgeable, they want to give. And at the same time, hey, let's bring them a deal, right? I know they're looking. I know for me, dude, I'm looking so bad right now. So,
I get hit up all the time, like, hey, where's the deal in my town? Where's the deal in my town? Because a lot of people they like their areas, and that's smart. You should choose an area that you like, are very comfortable with, start doing consistent deals there, and then maybe scale if you want to. But a lot of people like their certain towns, and I get that. Yeah. See, like for me, I see like so long as the deal makes sense, I'm gonna find a buyer. It's just so long as the numbers make sense, a buyer will be there no matter what. And worst case worst, I'll just buy the damn thing. Right. That's worst comes to worst. But like I want to focus on this before we start buying the properties ourselves, and then we can kind of cherry pick, honestly. But
100% right.
Yeah, that's something I've struggled with my whole life, trying to do 100 different things at once because I like to do different things and learn different things and put my hands in different fields. And I learned that doesn't get me anywhere. So I took that same knowledge of like my learning experience from that and I brought it into this business. It's like, all right, we're just doing one thing and doing it very, very good. And until we're very good, then we're going to move on. So like we're doing that same thing. So, you know, if you're interested in joining the buyers list, I already got your information, so you're on it. You know what I mean? But just hit me up. You can find me. You know, Justin Dion. I'm anywhere.
And just for other people who want to be on your buyers list, maybe send you some requests. What's the easiest way to contact you? I don't want to be greedy and be spoiled and get all your fucking deals. I sort of do. I'm saying I don't want to, but I do. But
well, I mean, we could always work out one-on-one deals too, like, you know, JV on stuff. I'm very open to that. I mean, I like collaboration with anybody. You know, I'm working a short sale right now, and I've never done a short sale before, so I partnered up with a short sale specialist. You know, we're breaking that deal 50-50. I'm happy with that. You know, he knows what he's doing. He's going to teach me the process, and I can scale that going forward. You know, he knows what he's doing. That's fine. But yeah, so if you want to join my buyers list, I have a difficult email, but I'm not going to give you that one. The best probably email for me is my first name, Justin Dion, re@gmail.com. Justin Dion, think real estate, re@gmail.com. It's definitely the best way of getting at me. I have a more, you know, business one, but that one's a little bit hard, you know, harder just to remember. So yeah, man, you know, hit me there. Anyone can hit me there and you can do some deals.
I love that. So Justin, we have a wholesale mastermind. We do a cold calling mastermind for motivated sellers. I'd love to have you and your team jump into it. One, you can give some advice, and two, we can help coach your team up. And the reason we do it is we just want more deals. So we're willing to teach everybody and say, hey, look, like this is how you make money in wholesaling. This is how you make money. This is all the marketing strategies we have. Come and work with us. And just, you know, we're hoping that accidentally somebody will send a deal that we can pay them on, right? Like that's really like, if we teach enough people, we'll be able to finally find somebody who's actually good at this, and they'll be able to come through and bring us deals. And so we can go and put our money back to work. And it's,
I get that.
We have investors.
Like we're definitely open to that for sure.
And we want to joint venture, right? Like I love the idea of making people rich. We have a mission, 100 millionaires. It's not in this office, but it's I'm getting the banner made. Just to remind myself, right? It's really just for me, that 100 millionaires. That's my goal, 100 millionaires. And building people and partnering with people is the key to doing it. That's how I built my first millionaire. That's how we've built our other millionaires, is by partnering with them. And so everything I do, they benefit from. And so it's allowed people to make more money. It's allowed us to make more money.
I like that.
Shit, it works all around, man. Win-win-win.
Oh yeah, man. Win-win situations. Win-win-win situations are the best, man. So yeah, man. Feel free to send an invite to that. You know, whenever you're available to do it next, we'll hop in. Or we'll hop on the next one after that, if not.
Excellent. I love it. And then Mike, I'm sorry, not Mike. Wow, shit. Justin. Every Saturday at 10 o'clock, I do a wealth principle. So I do there's 52 wealth principles to the year. There's 52 millionaire wealth principles doing 52 weeks to wealth. And so I talk about it, and I have a lot of my investors in there. I'd like to invite you along. These are the true tactics, and I talk about every book. So I've read 280 books, but there's 52 that tie to each principle. And so I'm tying them all together. I think it'd be valuable not just to have you in the room, but I feel like on some level, this will help you explode your business. It's how I became a millionaire, multimillionaire, and it's from these principles. So Justin, I want to extend the opportunity to you, and I really want to see you be successful. I see you already, dude, you're somebody I want to tie myself to, because I know you're going to send us deals. You're going to help me get into the other gateway communities like Central Falls, Springfield, Worcester, New Bedford. We're pounding over there, but like getting into the outskirts of Boston is our arena. And I love that you're already familiar with two of the big markets out there. So that's awesome.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the extension there. And I agree. I think the same way. You know, it's really the connections that you meet along the way that are really going to help you expand. And I mean, so long as you take that seriously and actually help them, like, you know, like us sitting down right now, it's perfect. You know, helping each other, telling you what I do right. Maybe you can take some gold nuggets out of that. You telling me a couple of things, maybe I can take them. So I'm all about that, man. And one of my main passions in life is educating and teaching. So I'm on the same life goal as you, man. Like that's something I got into this for, is like, I know my goal in the future, I'm gonna be a professor at a college and teach everything I'm learning now, everything that I've went through, trials, tribulations, mistakes, not really mistakes, but learning experiences moreover. And reiterate that to other people. So I get that, man. I appreciate that. And I'm 100% on board for that.
You just became more valuable to me, man. So the other side of the 100 millionaires is my 100 millionaires have to go out and build another 100 millionaires. So I know you're on track with this. So awesome stuff, man. Justin Dion. thank you so much for the time today. I'm going to go and I got to record a video. I'm looking forward to seeing you again at one of our events, and let's do a touch up maybe in a 1 month from now to see where everything goes, because the city's opening up, the state is opening back up, and I think we're gonna be able to have a conversation about what are you guys seeing, and also if you would like lists, I've already pulled my Florida list, New Bedford list, and Worcester list. If you want, I'll send them over. I've already got the phone numbers, the emails. You can have
Shoot
them.
them over. You got my email, man. I'll add them to my cold callers database, and then we'll ring them.
Dude, I love the sound of that, Justin. I'm going to shoot you a text right now, and just resend your email over, and I'll get that taken care of.
All right, man. Thanks for hopping on today. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
That's me, brother. Cheers, Justin. When you have a choice, always work with the best.
Got you, man. See you later.
You better